We get some pretty wild ideas about how to prevent post-rotting in the comments of these videos.
I got a wild idea. Just hear me out.
Ideas such as coat it with used motor oil or soak it in diesel probably aren't the most ecologically friendly solutions, as well as they're probably not going to prolong the life of the post that much.
This is not going to work.
Today's video is brought to you by our good friends over at Nationwide Industries, the Fence Pros' #1 choice. And they are this Fence Pros' #1 choice for a couple reasons. One, we love using their Keystone Traverse latches. They're easy to install. You simply bolt them onto the post. No drilling for rods or cutting the rods required. It's a pretty straightforward installation process. We also love using their full line of galvanized hardware. It shows up quickly and reliably. All right, guys, today's video is titled, How Does Postsaver Stop Your Fence Post Rotting? From the Postsaver channel. We've done several review videos and just standalone videos talking about post-rot myths, and we get some pretty wild ideas about how to prevent post-rotting in the comments of these videos.
I got a wild idea. Just hear me out.
Ideas such as coat it with used motor oil or soak it in diesel. All sorts of ideas that probably aren't the most ecologically friendly solutions, as well as they're probably not going to prolong the life of the post that much.
This is not going to work.
I've seen Postsaver talked about a lot in regards to preventing post-rot, so when we came across this video, I thought we ought to share it with you and do a little review. If you'd like to watch the video in its entirety without my commentary, we'll post the link to the video in the description below.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I'm here to explain more about why fence posts rot and how to prevent it. Now, ground line decay is the biggest cause of premature fence post failure. And the decay is caused by a combination of 3 factors being present in the first 6 inches of the soil, and that is oxygen, fungi, and moisture. These 3 factors enter the wood and rot your post, causing you hassle, stress, and expensive replacement costs.
That's the same thing I'd always heard. They consume everything within that first 6 to 8 inches of the soil. And that's what they're doing with the wood post, right? They're using it as a food source. And as we see rot, but it's actually these organisms consuming the wood pulp, that sort of thing.
Postsaver is a proven high-performance barrier sleeve with over 20 years of independent test data conducted by the BRE, Europe's largest timber test organisation. Our sleeves are guaranteed to prevent rot for 20 years.
So this is probably an older video. It's made a couple years ago. So I saw these guys at Fence Tech this last year. I believe the warranty is actually a lifetime warranty now, rather than a 20-year. 20 years is fantastic, and when they're talking about the rest of the fence, it's probably close to a lifetime, the lifetime of the fence, but yeah.
By using this specially designed dual-layer barrier system, our sleeves create a complete air and watertight seal around the surface of the post, locking in those preservatives. Our special bituminous inner liner actually penetrates into the wood surface during application to create this seal.
So I think this is one of the key things about this. So one of the comments is, wrap it in roof flashing or underlayment, or there's a lot of different ideas of things you can wrap this in. The Postsaver, I think the advantage it has is it actually adheres to the post. It actually bonds so that these organisms don't work their way up under whatever the barrier you're putting on it is. This certainly kind of sets it apart, it seems like.
Postsaver's patented dual layer system then locks out all those factors required for decay, and they are oxygen, fungi, and moisture, meaning that rot cannot occur. Now we're going to look at how effective the Postsaver ground line barrier sleeve is compared to a partial barrier system and a standard post.
So I'm guessing this would represent some of these ideas of things you might spray on a post or soak the post in.
As we can see, this post is now saturated with moisture, oxygen, and fungi, guaranteeing decay.
Gotcha. So completely wrong. It's actually representing what can happen from the outside into the post.
Now, over time, the wood preservative will leach out of this post, leaving the post susceptible to rot and decay. Partial barrier systems, such as plastic bags, tape, and flash bands, will trap moisture between the barrier and the surface of the post, as there's no true air and watertight seal that's been made.
Okay, so this would represent rapid underlayment, rapid flashing, that sort of thing.
Now, products that you paint on or dip will offer no protection when that post starts to split and crack. The moisture that's been trapped in this post will only accelerate the decay. Compared to our partial barrier systems, we can see how the ground line barrier sleeve has formed an air and watertight seal around the surface of the post, locking out our moisture and locking in that wood preservative.
Interesting. So, I mean, obviously you do see some dye did make it in under where the Postsaver system is. But again, if we're talking about the first 6 to 8 inches, I think they said 6. I've always heard 6 to 8. You still see, that it did absorb it, but well below that threshold.
Now, moisture that enters in through the bottom of the post, capillary action isn't strong enough to carry that water to our critical 6 inches below ground. That, combined with locking out our fungi and our oxygen, means that this post is protected against ground rot. Any moisture that enters in through the top of the post will be quickly dried by the air and the sun. Sleeve posts can be installed in all the normal ways, including power driving, backfill, or even concreting in place. In production since 1994, the Postsaver sleeve is a guaranteed way to protect your post and your investment. Our no-quibble 20-year guarantee will cover the cost of replacement sleeve and post in the event of a failure. And with our 20 years of independent test data, we know our product is proven to work, and we guarantee that.
Well, guys, I think this is the solution when we're talking about preventing post rot. Like I said, I've seen these guys at several of the fence shows. I've talked to several of them about the product. And, when we're talking about trying to prevent post rot in a wooden post, I think this is the solution. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always love interacting with you guys there. For now, I'm Joe Everest, the fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors, and I'll see you next time.